Hey everyone, welcome to another video. So today I'm gonna make some cookies, and I've been wanting to make these cookies for years now, but I haven't found the recipe. So hopefully today they come out good. It's actually pretty late now. It's 9:40, so they're gonna be probably I'm gonna have to finish this video tomorrow because it's pretty late, and this is like this recipe is like really intricate. Well, no, it's not intricate, but it kind of is intricate because it just has a lot of steps, and it's like you gotta make it, and then you gotta cool it, and then you gotta bring it out, and then you gotta do a bunch of stuff to it. So hopefully it turns out good. I have the recipe now, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. So I went to Walmart, and I'm not making cookies out of like I guess the box or the bag, like how it comes with, you just add like water or something like that. I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna try to make sugar cookies, and I have all the ingredients here, so I might as well just like follow the recipe and use the flour and the eggs and whatever else it asks for. And I went to Walmart and I bought vanilla extract because that's the only thing I didn't have. And I also bought some really cute cookie cutters. So I was thinking that I should get some cookie cutters that I could use like year round because like obviously I'm not gonna be making Christmas cookies all year long. But they didn't have any cute ones because I went to Walmart, I was in a rush. They did have this set of 6 cookie cutters, and they're like Christmas themed. So we have all of those. And they're just out of plastic. And then the ones that they did have, like single, they had this cute puppy one, and Romeo's birthday is coming up, so I was like, why not, like, let's just get it. And they had another heart one that I had picked up, but I ended up putting it back. If you want to see how they turn out, keep watching. The recipe that I'm following today for my cookies is called the Martha Stewart Living Christmas Cookbook. Never mind, that's the name of the cookbook. It's by Martha Stewart, and they're called sugar cookies, and it should make about 16 large cookies. I shifted the camera down a little bit so you all could see better, but the first ingredient is 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, there go 4 cups of all-purpose flour. And I just used the same flour that I use whenever I make tortillas de harina. So now it's 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. Now it says 2 cups of sugars, and I was thinking that that's quite a bit of sugar, because 2 whole cups of sugar. But they are sugar cookies, so I guess it'll be all right. And if you know me, you know that I always like to put extra sugar on everything. But 2 cups seems like enough this time, so I'll stick to the recipe. And I'm using a spoon to scoop it into the cup measure because whenever I did the flour, I tried to just pour it into the cup, and it kind of spilled, so I don't want to spill the sugar. And 2 cups. Before I add any of the wet ingredients, I'm gonna stir this up. And the wet ingredients, I know like usually people add them to like separate bowls and stuff like that, but I'm just gonna add it to this one because I don't want to get another bowl dirty. Like, why would I do that when this bowl works perfectly fine? It might mess up the recipe, but oh well. So I just started reading the ingredients, and I just started adding them to the bowl, but it says to sift the flour, the baking powder, and the salt in like one, and then in the mixer to do the sugar and the butter on medium speed until light and fluffy. So what do I do? Because I already mixed all the sugar in here. Now that I think about it, I don't even have a paddle. I thought I did, but I don't. All I have are these two and the whisk, which I don't think either of them will work. I looked it up and it says the only substitute for a paddle attachment is a wooden spoon, which I just realized mine is cracked. You can't see, but I can see it right there. It's like just on the middle, it's cracked. Oh well, that's just gonna have to do because it's the only one I have. I just went ahead and added some butter, and it's not stick butter, so that's another problem. But I went ahead and added just some butter and a little bit of sugar just to see what it'll do. Since I was probably gonna add extra sugar anyway. And oh, and it says 1 cup of butter, by the way. And it says to mix it to light and fluffy. The story about this recipe is that in the 5th grade, we had to do a project at school, and it was called the Independent Project. Everybody called it the IP project, even though the P in IP stands for project, so we were calling it Independent Project. So anyways, for that project, we had to each, we were all assigned, or we chose a state, something like that, and towards the end, we were each supposed to make cookies. Well, okay, so the details are a little hazy, but I just remembered like most of us, if not all of us, or some of us made cookies. And my project was over Iowa, so I know a lot of stuff about Iowa. Quiz me any day you want. I got the facts. But when it came to the cookies, I made cookies in the shape of the state of Iowa. So, you know, I drove my mom crazy looking for an Iowa shaped cookie cutter in Texas. So I had to order online, and this was 5th grade, by like 2010. So, you know, I was 10 years old. She doesn't know how to use a computer. I don't know how to use a computer. So, you know, we just did what we could, and we ordered one online, and it arrived, and I made the cookies, and they were horrible. They were super hard, really thin, like really nasty cookies. Gave them to my classmates anyways because, you know, it was part of the project. But there was this one girl, and she made the yummiest cookies I've ever had. Okay, so it is kind of fluffy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add in the eggs. It says to beat in the eggs, so now I can actually use the mixer. Like I said, I bought this vanilla today, and I had no clue that vanilla extract was like pricey. Like they had a bottle like this for $10, and I was like, I don't know about that. So I got this one that was like $6. It's extra, no, not extra, pure vanilla extract. And they had another one that was like exactly like that, the $10 one, but it was like extra rich, and I'm not a big fan of vanilla flavored stuff. So teaspoons. So I didn't get like the extra rich. Okay, so it says 2 teaspoons. I already had the eggs, by the way. They had a $1 one, but it was like, it had a picture of an ice cream, of vanilla ice cream at the front, and it said good for sugar cookies. But when I looked at the ingredients, it was like nothing but water and sugar. And this one's ingredients are all natural vanilla bean. So I figured that one would be better. But as I was saying, the girl in my class had the yummiest Missouri shaped sugar cookies I have ever had. And they were just so good, and I've always wanted to ask her for the recipe, but I forgot her last name, so I couldn't find her online. So, you know, I couldn't get the recipe, and it was really sad until about 2 weeks ago. I found her online, and I added her as a friend on Facebook, and she added me back right away. And, you know, I straight up asked her, like, you know, like, do you have the recipe? And to my surprise, she had no idea what I was talking about. Well, she did, but like she didn't remember. She was like, "Well, I can ask my parents for the recipe," and I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." And so she said she thinks it's this one, so I'm hoping it is because they're really good. And the thing about her cookies were that they were like this thick, and they were delicious. So I'm trying to. I hope I can make that, but since I already messed up the recipe, probably not gonna come out that way. I also made pancakes from scratch like 2 days ago, and they were pretty good, but since I halved the recipe because I didn't want that many pancakes, they didn't come out fluffy the way I wanted them to. But who knew that it was so easy to make pancakes from scratch? Like, it's literally just flour and egg and sugar. And that's exactly what I did here. Interesting. I don't remember if I put butter in the pancake mix. I'm gonna beat this and then we'll see how that looks. You can actually see. So I'm beating it on low right now. It looks kind of funny. Okay, it looks really funny. But I think it's because it's missing sugar. It says gradually add flour. So we're just gonna use the same spoon. So I'm almost done putting it all in, but it started sounding like this on low. And it's real thick. So I think I'm just gonna try to do it by hand. Now we have the dough all mixed, and now it says to divide dough in half and wrap each in plastic. Flatten with a rolling pin so dough is even. Refrigerate until firm at least 1 hour. So I'm definitely not gonna finish these tonight. Probably just gonna refrigerate them and call it a day. I'm gonna show you guys what I did with the first one. I didn't record it because I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't think the consistency was right, so I was second guessing myself. But I think I got it. So I just got a piece of plastic. And I dumped what I thought was half because, I mean, it's spread back out in the bowl. So I have no idea if it's half or not. So I just dumped it all in there. Right in the middle. So I just did that. And it looks like that. And I just went ahead and I closed it. Gift wrapping has come in handy this year, and I rolled it. So here we have both of them. It doesn't quite seem to be half and half, but that's okay. Now we let it chill for 1 hour in the refrigerator. It's 12:07 in the morning, and I've decided I'm gonna continue them tonight. So I'm gonna turn on the oven. We'll take everything out of the oven first, because you know, I keep everything in the oven. I preheated the oven to 325 as it says. Now it's just to take out my dough. I took both out. I think I'm only gonna do one dough. Oh, it's cold. It says to let it sit to room temperature. It also says to put parchment paper down, which I don't have. Dusting with flour as needed to prevent dough from sticking. I went ahead and I let it get to room temperature just a little bit. Jonathan is asleep, so trying not to wake him up. I put some flour on both sides, and I'm actually just using the piece of plastic that I lined it with. Hopefully that's good. Now, it says to put the parchment paper in the freezer for 15 minutes. I don't have parchment paper, so I'm just going to use aluminum. Got it on our spoon. Now, we're just going to transfer it like this. Now, that's supposed to be there for 15 minutes. I don't have a baking sheet, so I'm just going to do like the thin one up there, like right where my finger is. So it's been 15 minutes now. The cookie cutters that I decided to use are the Christmas tree, the snowman, and this stocking. This is the first one. Let's see, snowman and a Christmas tree. Fine, I'll make one for Jonathan too. My dishwasher is on, so that's probably what you hear. Like I said, I don't have parchment paper, so this is what I'm doing. It was actually a lot easier to cut these than I thought it would be. I'm not sure how far away I'm supposed to be placing them. It doesn't say, it just says to transfer them. Okie dokie, so I've gone ahead and I got all of them. I just realized since it's not parchment paper, it's foil, they probably will stick. Oh well. So I have this one. Then we have this one, which has all sorts of... I'm just gonna put it on top of this cupcake one. So the bone is lopsided now. This one was crooked to begin with. This one's not a circle anymore. This one got real messed up. This is my homemade tree. Yeah, so we'll see how this one turns out. And it also says 15 minutes. The recipe calls for royal icing, so I typed that into the Walmart app and it popped up this. So this is what I bought for this Valentine's or last Christmas, but I bought this. I was gonna make some sugar cookies. See, like I told you, I've been wanting to do this for a really long time. I just haven't. And I had also bought like actual, like, you know, like the packet of sugar cookie mix, because that's what I was gonna use from these. This though doesn't expire until May 2021, so I think that I can use this. Plus it'll be easy because it has a little thingy. It says I have to wait until it cools completely to decorate. Unbelievable. I don't have time for that. So I'm probably gonna eat a cookie just like that, and then I'm gonna eat one with a little bit of frosting. I'll have to taste the frosting first, see which one I like. And that's how I put my rolling pin to dry, because I don't have like I don't know how normal people put their rolling pins to dry. So also sorry for whispering. It's just 1 in the morning, you know. It feels weird to talk at a normal volume because Jonathan's sleeping on the couch, so I don't want to wake him up. But I know I should be talking louder because I also have my dishwasher on, which is like literally right here. So I was reading the bottom of the instruction page, and it says cookies lose their shape if they're not like cold enough. So to retain the crisp cut edges, refrigerate before baking until firm. I didn't do that, so yeah, no wonder they were like all ugly. It's been 15 minutes now, and I just opened the oven and I looked at them, and they look so good. They look exactly the way they did in the 5th grade, so I'm super excited, and I'm sure they're gonna be really yummy. So I'm gonna show you guys what they look like so far. They're definitely not ready. Like I was saying, they're definitely not ready. I poked those two with a toothpick and they were still like not ready. They did kind of lose their shape, but that's okay because they're really fluffy and that's exactly how I wanted them. It's been 25 minutes and they're still not ready. I'm gonna take out the first one, like the actual one that I put in, because that one looks ready. So you can tell that these look a little brown on the edges. Okay, these are definitely ready. The other ones were not. I went ahead and took out the second batch because they've been in there for a really long time, so I just went ahead and took them out. These are definitely the cookies that I've been waiting for 10 years now. So I'm super happy that I finally found the recipe, that I finally found my classmate. So I'm gonna show you what they look like. This is the first batch. So this is one of them. They're pretty brown, but look, this one's super fluffy. If you could feel it, they're not hard. They're like they're really hot, but they're like super soft. These, I'm sure, are even more soft. I just tried to pry these up with this spatula, and I broke this one. And not this one. This one's just ugly. This one a little bit. This one for sure, because it was stuck to this one. This Christmas tree does not look like a Christmas tree. But these are super fluffy. I don't know if you guys can tell. These didn't brown, which is good, but I think it's because they were on the top rack. So maybe if these would have been on the top rack, they wouldn't have browned either. But these are definitely fluffy, so I can't wait to ice these. So I brought the top of the tree and then the end of one of the stockings. So let's try it. They taste familiar. I don't know if they taste like the ones from 5th grade, because I don't remember what they taste like. I just remember they were really good and that they were really fluffy. The Christmas tree was kind of hard. I feel like the bag is gonna explode. Okay. I'm not very patient, so let's go ahead and try it. Fine, I'll do a little bit of the white one. We also have a guest. Would you like to introduce yourself? Hi, my name is Romeo. No? Okay. First impression, this is not filled all the way to the top. It goes to right about here. So, yep, right along here. So, you don't get a bang for your buck. This, on the other hand, is totally filled up. Let me taste this. Wow, that's really good. A lot better than I expected it to be. Ooh, this is kind of hard. I'm gonna taste it first. And obviously these cookies are just for me. Okay, so if you get icing, I definitely recommend the red one. That brand is so much yummier. But this one is easier to frost. Although I already mixed the colors. So this is my Santa stocking. Gonna taste it. It's a little crunchy. So to recap, don't recommend. It just has a different taste than this one does. This one tastes like yummy. This one tastes like kind of like cheap. Even though that one was more than this one, I think. I mean, you would think, because this one's great value. Would I say that they taste like the frosted sugar cookies? I'm gonna have to think about it. This is my cookie. Oh, well, the lines are not straight. Oh well. I'll say they taste a little bland on the pieces without frosting, but they also taste sweet on the pieces without frosting if you taste it before the rest of it has frosting. So like how I tasted it right now the first time without any frosting, and it was pretty sweet. But now that I've tasted it with frosting, it tastes kind of bland without it. I've never been good at baking cookies. One time in 6th grade, this is a brownie story, but one time in 6th grade I made brownies and they came out super hard. So I gave them to my art teacher because I didn't like her. I don't remember her name. I think it was Miss Reeds or something, but I did not like her. So I gave them to her. And because she was mean to me, first of all. So I gave them to her, and she critiqued my brownies. She was like, maybe you shouldn't stick to baking. And I was like, I know, that's why I gave you the ugly one. Look at me now, Miss Reeds. Yeah, she'd be impressed now. I'll definitely compare them to the frosted sugar cookies that I was talking about earlier. They definitely taste like that with the frosting. This is not the same frosting that they use on there. Probably the white one is like that frosting that they use on there, but I don't like the taste of this one. And just the cookie by itself definitely tastes like gorditas, especially with the crisp edge. Definitely tastes like gorditas. These are delicious, and I've been waiting my whole life for these. And I'm just so happy that I finally have this. Like, you know, like, who would have ever thought that we'd reconnect? Yeah, they were really good though. Thank you so much if you're watching this. And tell your parents, your family, thank you. And I'm so excited that I finally have this recipe. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you make this recipe and that you enjoy it as much as I did. And I hope you stay tuned for my next video. Okay, bye.